Hi. Sabotage is an area that a lot of people experience when they're trying to do something different in their lives, not just in the area of health. Sabotage can happen in relationships, it can happen in business, it can happen in finances, all different areas. So I wanted to make a video to talk about sabotage as it relates to your health. This is an experience that is going to bring up all areas of your life that are not working. It's going to bring up physical things that are not working, environmental things that are not working, mental things that are not working, emotional things that are not working, spiritual things that are not working. You get the idea. It's going to bring up all the different aspects of yourself so that you can look at it and then from there decide if you want to make a change or not. This self-reflection can be an incredibly difficult and challenging experience, especially if you're not used to looking at yourself. We often surround ourselves with people who are going to agree with us and tell us what we want to hear. My job is not to agree with you, and it's not to tell you what you want to hear. And sometimes when I communicate with you, it may experience or feel like it comes off a certain kind of way, or sometimes the intention that I am trying to portray, you may not interpret in the right way. So I wanted to clear that up, number one. So my intention for every person that I work with is for you to heal. And my intention is that for you to heal naturally, of course, number one, if possible. And then even if it's not natural, my intention is for you to transform. I always say, I'm not in the supplement business. I'm not in the laboratory business. I'm in the transformation business. I'm here to help you to transform your life using the healing power of nature. And so my job is to help mirror back to you the things in your life that are not working. That also looks at setting healthy boundaries for myself, for the therapeutic relationship. I'm also working a lot with energy. I'm working a lot with, a person's ego. I can see the ego as it comes up. The ego comes up as resistance, right? There's resistance, there's fear, there's a lot of back and forth. And so I'm trained to look at all of that, but I'm also trained to take a stand, because if I don't take a stand, the ego is going to just hold you back and not move you forward, or your emotions hold you back and don't move you forward. And then you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And we know what that leads to. So I wanted to talk a little bit about sabotage. So sabotage can come in a lot of different ways. Sabotage can come out as like nitpicking. So like, they didn't call me to schedule my appointment, or when I walked in, they didn't greet me. So the ego mind sometimes will kind of nitpick and try to look for what's wrong. So looking for what's wrong is a form of self-sabotage. That way, when you find it, then you can say, aha, something's wrong. See, I knew this wasn't a good experience for me to do in the beginning, right? Another aspect of self-sabotage is fear of change, right? So fear of change can also lead to fear of vulnerability, fear of being seen, fear of being judged. And so that's a very uncomfortable feeling for a lot of people, because they're not used to being seen on a deep level. So I want everyone to know in my heart that I love human beings unconditionally. I really would not be in the field that I am if I didn't have this true love and passion for humankind. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands what my motives and what my intentions are, because as we get into the dance of healing, sometimes the ego can start to talk, and I just want to make sure that you have a pigeonhole that comes back, meaning you have a video that goes, wait a second, because it's very confusing when you're not necessarily attuned to paying attention to the ego. A lot of times people think the ego is them. It's just talking to them. The ego is not you. And so I've trained my ego like a muscle, that whenever I hear it, I go, oh, no, that's not true. Let's reframe that out. And those are skills that I'm going to teach you as well. So another, fear that comes up is not just the fear of change, but also the fear that I don't deserve it. So if I've had trauma from the past, or I've been hurt in the past, or like I hear so often is, I don't trust doctors, and you've had bad experiences with doctors, so why would this experience be any different? Even though everything about this experience is different, I'm going to default back to that fear that I have, that I don't deserve to get well, and so I'm going to live into that experience, and so I'm going to blame or shame or not take responsibility for what's coming up for me in the care. So I'm a really big light, and so what that means as a light worker is I have a really big energy, and I'm going to show that energy, and you're going to see that energy, but it's coming to you to help you to move forward, not necessarily coming to you to demean you or make you feel bad about yourself or any of those other things that the little gremlins like to say. I'm here to support you, within a container, right? And so when I'm in the container of a healing space, I have to be very strong to be able to hold and support, the millions of people that I help touch their lives every single day. And so we really want to make sure to keep all of these things in mind as all of this is coming up, because so much is going to come up in this experience. I kind of take for granted, because I've been in this spiritual work for really my entire life as a practicing Native American. I forget that people are not as attuned to kind of working with energy or working with, some of their darkness, and really helping transform it. But I absolutely know that you can do it, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. So if you have any concerns or any comments, please communicate and reach out, and allow me to help you through this process, because that's really what I'm here for, is to help guide you through the process of healing.